Hello my dear students, how are you all? Welcome to our channel Maths for All. In this video, we are going to discuss some important questions in a grand test paper. Okay. Let us discuss some important questions in a grand test. The question is like this. If Z1 comma Z2 comma Z3 are complex numbers, such that modulus of Z1 is equal to modulus of Z2 is equals to modulus of Z3 is equals to 1 and Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equals to root 2 plus I and the expression Z2 into Z3 bar plus Z3 into Z1 bar plus Z1 into Z3 bar is non-zero. Then this expression is, this is the question is asking, important model. It's very important concept. There are a lot of concepts covered in it. Let us see the solution. Here is given that modulus of Z1 equal to modulus of Z2 equal to modulus of Z3 equals to 1, and also Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equals to root 2 plus I, right? Clear? Achha. So apply modulus on both sides. So modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3, modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equals to modulus of root 2 plus I. Modulus of root 2 plus I. Modulus of root 2 plus I is nothing but square root of root 2 whole square plus 1 square. It is square root of 3. Squaring on both sides. That is modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 whole square is equals to 3, isn't it? Modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 whole square is equals to 3. And here the important concept is modulus of Z whole square is equals to Z into Z bar. This is a very important concept here. Mod Z whole square equal to Z into Z bar. So modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 whole square is nothing but Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 into Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 whole bar, that is nothing but Z1 bar plus Z2 bar plus Z3 bar. That should be equal to 3. So just apply the ordinary multiplication. Z1 into Z1 bar, it is mod Z1 square. So mod Z1 is 1. So mod Z1 square is 1. Z2 into Z2 bar, it is mod Z2 square. That is also 1. Z3 into Z3 bar, that is also 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Plus after that Z1 into Z2 bar, plus Z1 into Z3 bar plus Z2 into Z1 bar plus Z2 into Z3 bar plus Z3 into Z1 bar plus Z3 into Z2 bar is equals to 3. Achha. So here of course this 3 gets cancelled. So this is Z1 into Z2 bar. Of course this is Z2 into Z1 bar. Write those two numbers in those two complex numbers in one bracket. Z1 into Z2 bar plus this can be written as Z1 into Z2 bar whole bar, isn't it? Z2 bar into Z1 bar can be written as Z1 into Z2 bar whole bar. So this is nothing but Z1 bar into Z2 bar whole bar is nothing but Z2. So this is nothing but Z1 bar into Z2. So this can be written as like this. This is Z1 Z2 bar. This is Z1 Z2 bar whole bar. In a similar way, this is Z1 into Z3 bar. This one Z1 into Z3 bar, and this is Z3 into Z1 bar. So that can be written as plus Z1 into Z3 bar whole bar. Z1 into Z3 bar whole bar, right? So in a similar way, this is Z2 into Z3 bar. So that is Z2 into Z3 bar, and this one Z2 into Z3 bar whole bar. Z2 into Z3 bar whole bar, that should be equal to 0. There is nothing. So if Z1 into Z2 bar is a complex number, then this is the conjugate of that complex number. So in each and this in this, each and every term is of the form Z plus Z bar. Z plus Z bar. This each and every term is of the form, this is Z and this is the conjugate of that. This is Z1 Z3, this is the conjugate of Z1 Z3 bar. This is Z2 Z3 bar, this is the conjugate of Z2 Z3 bar. So in this, each and every term is of the form Z plus Z bar. So Z plus Z bar is nothing but twice real part of Z. Twice real part of Z, isn't it? Twice real part of Z. So why Z is nothing but X plus Iy? Z is equal to X plus Iy plus Z bar is nothing but X minus Iy. Plus Iy minus Iy gets turned to X. But X is the real part of complex number Z. So Z plus Z bar is equals to 2 into real part of Z. So this is Z1 Z2 bar plus Z1 Z2 bar whole bar is nothing but this is 2 into real part of Z1 Z2 bar. This is 2 into real part of Z1 Z3 bar. This is 2 into real part of Z2 Z3 bar. So the whole LHS becomes twice real part of Z1 Z2 bar plus Z1 Z3 bar plus Z2 Z3 bar is equals to 0. Is equals to 0. That means, see, this is Z2 Z3 bar, this one, this is Z2 Z3 bar, this is Z3 Z1 bar. So Z3 Z1 bar is Z1 Z3 bar, this is Z1 Z3 bar. So Z1 Z3 bar. Okay, so this expression is this one. So this expression, so what you got? The real part of this expression is 0. The real part of this expression is 0, right? So if the real part of this expression is 0, then this entire complex number is purely imaginary. Why? Because the real part of this expression is 0. If the real part of this expression is 0, so then that expression becomes purely imaginary. So the answer for this question is purely imaginary. So the expression is always purely imaginary. Clear? So in this question, mod Z whole square equal to Z into Z bar. Z plus Z bar is equals to 2 into real part of Z. Z plus Z bar whole bar equal to Z bar plus Z1. Z1 plus Z2 whole bar equal to Z1 bar plus Z2 bar. Z1 Z2 whole bar equal to Z1 bar into Z2 bar. Whole entire modulus concept is covered in this question. Very important question. Next question. If three distinct real numbers ABC, if three distinct real numbers A comma B comma C satisfy A square into A plus B is equal to B square into B plus B is equal to C square into C plus B. C square into C plus B, where B is real, then he is asking the value of AB plus BC plus CA is equals to question. So let us see. Initially the condition is A square into A plus B is equal to B square into B plus B is equal to C square into C plus B. Whenever this type of equation is given, let us say that is equals to some lambda or k, whatever it may be. First equate this to lambda. What do you get? A cube minus a square p minus lambda equals to 0. In a similar way, b cube, plus b square p minus lambda equals to 0. In a similar way, c cube plus c square p minus lambda is equals to 0. So by observing these three equations carefully, we can say that from these three equations we can say that clearly a comma b comma c satisfies the equation x cube plus px square minus lambda is equals to 0, isn't it? By observing these three equations clearly we can say that a satisfies. If you substitute a here, what will happen? A cube plus pa square minus lambda, that should be equal to 0. If you substitute b here, b cube plus pb square minus lambda equal to 0. C cube plus pc square minus lambda is equal to 0. So clearly we can say that abc satisfies the equation. That means abc are the roots of this equation, right? abc are the roots of this equation. So therefore ab plus bc plus ca, this is nothing but sum of the product of the roots taken two at a time. So whenever ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equals to 0 is a quadratic equation, cubic equation. If alpha, beta, gamma are the roots of this equation, that alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equals to c by a. Alpha beta gamma is equals to minus d by a, right? So here he is asking AB plus BC plus A, this one. This one means coefficient of x by coefficient of x cube. So here what is the coefficient of x? 0. So the answer for this question is 0. The value of AB plus BC plus A is equal to 0. Right. Now the next question, important model. The number of positive integral solutions. The number of positive integral solutions. Positive integral solutions of not of 2 x1 into x2 into x3 into x4 into x5. x1 into x2 into x3 into x4 into x5 is equal to 1050 is. The number of positive integral solutions of x1 into x2 into x3 into x4 into x5 is equals to 1050. So whenever this type of questions are given, first of all you have to find out the prime factors for RHS. So 1050, so 105 into 10, 105 into 10. So this is 5 into 21, 105, 10 means 5 into 2, 5 into 2, so this is 5 into 7 into 3 into 5 into 2. So here the prime factors are 2 into 3 into 7 into 5 square, 7 into 5 square, right, like this, 7 into 5 square. Acha. Okay. So here 5 digits are there, right? 5 digit numbers, so 5 digit number is there, 5 digit. If you multiply the 5 digits, 5 numbers, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, 2 into 3 into 7 into 5. Here 2 can be arranged in how many ways? 5 ways. 3 can be arranged in how many ways? 5 ways. In a similar way, 7 can be arranged in how many ways? 5 ways. 7 can be arranged in 5 ways. So whenever come to the 5 square, so let us take 5 square as one number. 5 square can be taken, if 5 square can be taken as one number, so this 5 square can be filled in any one of the 5 places in 5c1 ways, 5c1 ways. If you consider 5 square is one number, if you consider 5 square as one number, so then 5 square can be filled in 5 ways, no doubt about it. Or if phi can be, phi square can be split in 5 into 5 ways. Phi square, this phi square can be written as 5 into 5. Phi square can be written as 5 into 5. That means here two digits are there, two numbers. 5 into 5, two numbers are there. So these two numbers can be filled in 5 places in how many ways? Phi c 2 ways. Phi c 2 ways. So this phi square can be filled in either phi c1 ways or phi c2 ways. Phi c1 means if phi square can be considered as one number, then it can be filled in phi c1 ways, or phi square can be written as 5 into 5. Phi square can be written in 5 into 5. That means two numbers. So these two numbers can be filled in 5 places in phi c2 ways. So for phi square, you can write phi c1 or phi c2. So that is phi c1 means 5 plus or means plus. Phi c2 means 10. Phi c2 means 10. So for phi square, you can write 15 ways. 2 can be arranged in 5 ways, 3 can be arranged in 5 ways, 7 can be arranged in 5 ways, and phi square can be arranged in 15 ways. So the total number of ways are 5 into 5 into 5 into 15. 5 into 5 into 5 into 15. So this is 125 into 15. Simplify this, that's your answer. Very important. Okay. Your phi square. If your phi square can be considered one number, that will be filled in phi c1 ways. Suppose if phi square can be written as 5 into 5 ways, so then these 5 places can be filled in filled by two numbers in phi c2 ways. Okay. So phi square can be filled in phi c1 ways or phi c2 ways So 5 plus 10 is 15. The next one. It's a very good question. Let A and B are two square matrices different from I. A and B are two square matrices different from I, such that AB is equal to BA, and A power n minus B power n is invertible for some integer n, also is given that A power n minus P power n is equal to A power n plus 1 minus B power n plus 1 is equal to A power n plus 2 minus B power n plus 2. A power n plus 2 minus B power n plus 2. Then what are the conditions? Yes. Solution. Here is given that AB is equal to BA and A power n minus B power n is invertible. A power n minus B power n equal to A power n plus 1 minus B power n plus 1 equal to A power n plus 2 minus B power n plus 2. Then you may give some options. Let us see which option is right. So for this question, you have to remember one result, that is A to the power of n plus 2 minus B to the power of n plus 2 is equal to A plus B into A to the power of n plus 1 minus B to the power of n plus 1 minus AB into A to the power of n minus B to the power of n. AB into A to the power of n plus 1 minus B to the power of n plus 1. That results you have to remember for this question. It is that A to the power of n plus 2 minus B to the power of n plus 2 is equal to A plus B into A to the power of n plus 1 minus B to the power of n plus 1 minus AB into A to the power of n plus 1 minus B to the power of n plus 1. Why, sir? Let me explain. Just open the bracket. A into A to the power of n plus 1, it is A to the power of n plus 2, no doubt about it, minus A into b to the power of n plus 1. You cannot change the order. A into b to the power of n plus 1. Or that b into a to the power of n plus 1. b into a to the power of n plus 1. Minus b to the power of n plus 2. Minus b to the power of n plus 2. So now multiply this AB. But AB is nothing but B. So when we multiply AB with this term, write AB as BA. Right, AB as BA, because he has given that AB equal to BA. So that is minus B into A to the power of n plus 1 is B into A to the power of n plus 2. Achha. So minus into minus plus AB into B to the power of n plus 1 is A into B to the power of n plus 2. A into B to the power of n plus 2. Sorry, this is A power n, this is A power n. This is A power n, that is A power n, not A power n plus 1. This is B into A to the power of n plus 1 minus A into B to the power of n plus 1. That is not A to the power of n plus 1, B to the power of, that is A power n minus B power n. See here, this is minus A into B to the power of n plus 1. This is plus A into B to the power of n plus 1, gets cancelled. This is plus B into A to the power of n plus 1, that is minus B into A to the power of n plus 1, gets cancelled. So what is the result? A to the power of n plus 2 minus B to the power of n plus 2. A to the power of n plus 2 minus B to the power of n plus 2. It is possible one AB equal to BA, otherwise it is not possible. This result holds when AB equal to B, otherwise it doesn't hold. Clear? Okay. So for this question, definitely you should remember this result, otherwise we won't get the answer. Achha. See this. So A to the power of n plus 2 minus B to the power of n plus 2 is same as A to the power of n plus 1 minus B to the power of n plus 1 is same as A to the power of n minus B to the power of n. So replace A to the power of n plus 2 minus B to the power of n plus 2 with A to the power of n minus B to the power of n is equals to A plus B into, again replace A to the power of n plus 1 minus B to the power of n plus 1 with A to the power of n minus B to the power of n minus AB into A to the power of n minus B to the power of n. Right. Achha. So this is A to the power of n minus B to the power of n is equals to, here in RHS, A to the power of n minus B to the power of n minus B to the power of n is on the right side of both the matrices. Here A plus B is there and A minus B is there. So that you can write as A plus B minus AB times of A to the power of n minus B to the power of n. A to the power of n minus B to the power of n. Clear? Right. So he is going that A power n minus B power n is invertible. So that means for A power n minus B power n, inverses exist. So now I am going to multiply A to the power of n minus B to the power of n whole inverse on both sides on right hand side. So if you multiply with A to the power of n minus B to the power of n whole inverse, so A to the power of n minus B to the power of n into A to the power of n minus B to the power of n whole to the power of minus 1 is equal to A plus B minus AB into A to the power of n minus B to the power of n into A to the power of n minus B to the power of n whole to the power of minus. This is of the form A into A inverse, this is nothing but I. So I is equal to A plus B minus AB into I is nothing but A plus B minus AB. So that A plus B is equal to take this minus AB to the side, so it will become AB plus I. So this is the result for this question. A plus B equal to AB plus I. Very important result. A plus B equal to AB plus I. So for this question, this result is mandatory. You should remember this result. What is that? A power n plus 2 minus B power n plus 2 equal to A plus B into A to the power of n plus 1 minus B to the power of n plus 1 minus AB into A to the power of n minus B to the power of n. Clear? Okay. The next question is like this. If f from R to R continuous continuous, where step x is equals to step of y. We have f of x minus f of y. F of x minus f of y is equal to step x into x minus y. Step x into x minus y. If f of 1 is equal to 2, if f of 1 is equals to 2, then f of phi is equals to, if f of 1 equals to 2, then f of phi is equals to 2. F from R to R. So is given that f is a continuous function where step x is equal to step y. So we have f of x minus y equal to step x into x minus y. So when step function is there, you have to find out the continuous function in particular intervals. So let us take the first interval, maybe if x belongs to 1 comma 2. If x belongs to 1 comma 2. So when x belongs to 1 comma 2, sorry, both x and y are equal now. So let us say if x comma y belongs to closed interval of 1 comma 2. So both x and y are step x equal to step y. So if x belongs to 1 comma 2 and y belongs to 1 comma 2, then step x is equal to step y always. When x comma y belongs to 1 comma 2. Here x and y are not equal. X and y are not equal. Suppose x is equal to 1.5, y is equal to 1.7. Here x and y are not same. But step x equal to step y. Step x equal to step y. Acha. So x comma y belongs to 1 comma 2, then step x equal to 1. So that implies f of x minus f of y is equals to step x 1 means it is x minus y. It is x minus y. So when a function is continuous function, so according to the definition of continuity, I am going to consider let f of limit x tends to 1 plus. I am going to take this as a function. So f of x minus f of y. According to the definition of continuity, limit x tends to a, f of x is equal to f of a. So limit x tends to 1 plus f of x minus f of 1 is equal to, so we have to write 1 in the place of x, that is f of 1 minus f of 5. This is the condition for continuity. Limit x tends to a, f of x minus f of a, limit x tends to a. What is the condition for continuity? Limit x tends to a, f of x is equal to f of a. This is the condition for continuity. Here instead of f of x, here what is there? F of x minus y is there. So f of a means write 1 in the place of x. We don't know value of y. So it is f of 1 minus f of y. Achha. So limit x tends to 1 plus f of x minus f of y is nothing but x minus y, is nothing but x minus y is equal to f of 1 value is given, f of 1 value is given somewhere, that is 2, that is 2 minus f of y. Now just apply the limit. So what we have to write, write 1 in the place of x. So that is 1 minus y is equal to 2 minus f of y. 1 minus y is equal to 2 minus f of y. So therefore f of y is equals to, take this minus f of y and take this 1 minus y to this side, minus 1 plus y is 1 plus y. So f of y is equals to 1 plus y. When y belongs to 1 comma 2 only, when y belongs to 1 comma 2 only, and y belongs to 1 comma 2 only. Clear? So if we follow like this, suppose if x comma y belongs to, at the 2 comma 3, if x comma y belongs to 2 comma 3, then step x becomes 2 in this particular interval, step x value 2. So therefore f of x minus f of y is equal to twice x minus y. F of x minus f of y is equal to twice x minus y. Achha. So now I am going to calculate limit x tends to 2 plus f of x minus f of y is equal to, according to the definition, f of 2 minus f of y. F of 2 minus f of y. Whenever x tends to 2 plus, what is f of x minus y? 2 into x minus y. So limit x tends to 2 plus, 2 into x minus y is equal to, you can calculate f of 2 from here. So f of 2 value is 3. So 3 minus f of y. 3 minus f of y. So now what we have to write in the place of x? 2. It is 2 2s are 4. 4 minus 2y. So 4 minus 2y is equal to 3 minus f of y. 3 minus f of y. So that from that f of y is equals to, f of y is equals to 2y minus, isn't it? So take this minus f of y to this end and take this minus 2y, that's it, plus 2y plus 3 minus 4, it is 2y minus 1. This is f of 2y minus f of y equal to 2y minus 1 when y belongs to 2 comma 3. When y belongs to 2 comma 3. So in a similar way, if you proceed like this, x comma y belongs to 3 comma 4, x comma y belongs to 4 comma 5. In that fourth case, we can find out the value of f of y. Up to 4 cases, we should do like this. Follow this process, you will get your answer. Next question. The pair of lines x square plus 2xy plus a square is equal to 0 and ax square plus 2xy plus y square equal to 0. Ax square plus 2xy plus y square equal to 0 have exactly one line in common. 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 Then the joint equation of other two lines is. Then the joint equation of other two lines is. And the joint equation of other two lines is. And the joint equation of other two lines is also important model. Yes, the first pair of lines is x square plus 2xy plus a square is equals to 0. The second pair of line ax square plus 2xy plus y square equals to 0. This is first one. This is second one. Here both the lines are of the form ax square plus 2hxy plus by square equals to 0. Ax square plus 2hxy plus by square is equals to 0. What is the first line? X square plus 2xy plus a square, isn't it? X square plus 2xy plus ay square, sorry. First line x square plus 2xy plus ay square. First line x square plus 2xy plus ay square. Second line ax square plus 2xy plus y square. Here both the lines are of the form ax square plus 2hxy plus by square equals to 0. So what ax square plus 2hxy plus by square equal to represents? It represents a pair of lines passing through origin. Okay. So what is the condition here is given? If the pair of lines has exactly one line in common, so let y equal to mx be the common line. Let y equal to mx be a common line. That means this must be satisfies both the equations. Just replace y by mx in both the equations. So this is x square plus 2x square m plus a m square x square is equal to 0. So write it in an order after taking x square as a common term. This is a m square plus 2m plus 1 equals to 0. am square plus 2m plus 1 equals to 0, and substitute y equal to mx in this equation also. Ax square plus 2mx square plus m square x square, that should be equal to 0. Again m square plus 2m plus a is equals to 0. And let us solve these two equations by cross multiplication method. M square m 1, this is 2 1 a 2 2 a 1 2. This is m square by 2a minus 2. So 2 into a minus 1 is equal to m by 1 minus a square. That should be 1 plus a into 1 minus a. I'm going to write directly 1 by 2a minus 2. So 2 into a minus 1. 2 into a minus 1. Equate these two. If we equate the first one and last one, so m square equal to plus 1. M square equals to plus 1. Okay, so if we equate the second one and the last one, this 1 minus a cancel, a minus 1 minus 1 times. So m is equals to minus of a plus 1 by 2, isn't it? M is equal to minus of a plus 1 by 2. Okay, the squaring on both sides. If you're squaring on both sides, what will happen? M square is equals to a plus 1 whole square by 4, a plus 1 whole square by 4. Acha. So a plus 1 whole square by 4. But what is the value of m square? 1. So that a plus 1 whole square is equals to 4. A plus 1 whole square is equals to 4. So that a is equals to 1 or a is equals to minus 3, isn't it? A is equals to 1 or a is equals to minus 3. So if a is equals to 1, it is not defined. See here, if a is equals to 1, it is not defined, right? If a is equals to 1, then both the equations are same. Both the equations are same. If a equals to 1, so a equals to minus 3 is the perfect answer here. A is equals to minus 3. So if a equals to minus 3, so then what is the first equation? The first equation is x square plus 2xy minus 3y square is equals to 0. X square plus 2xy minus 3y square equals to 0. And if a equals to minus 3, the second equation is 3x square minus 2xy minus y square equals to 0. 3x square minus 2xy minus y square equals to 0. Split these two equations. Split the equations in it. So I'll write here. If we take the first equation, what is it? X square plus 2xy minus 3y square. If you factorize that, x square plus 3xy minus xy minus 3y square equals to 0. This is the first equation. If you simplify it, is x into x plus 3y minus y into x plus 3y is equals to 0. So the two lines in this particular equation are x plus 3y is equals to 0 and x minus y equals to 0. So let us write. So take the second equation, 3x square minus 2xy minus y square. So 3x square minus 3xy plus xy minus y square equals to 0. Simple factorization. So take 3x common, it is x minus y. So take plus y common, it is x minus y. That should be equal to 0. This is 3x plus y is equal to 0. 3x plus y is equals to 0 and x minus y is equals to 0. X minus y equals to 0. If you observe, x minus y equals to 0 is the common line for both the quadrant, both the pair of lines. So x minus y equals to 0. What he is asking? He is asking the combined equation of other two lines. So the combined equation of other two lines means x plus 3y into 3x plus y is equals to 0. So this is the answer he has given. This answer he is asking. X plus 3y into 3x plus y equal to 0 is the combined equation of other two lines. If you expand this, that is the final answer for this question. This is the approach, right? The next question. Let b bar is equals to 4i bar plus 3j bar, 4i bar plus 3j bar, and c bar, let b bar equal to 4i bar plus 3j bar and c bar be two vectors in perpendicular to each other, perpendicular to each other in xy plane. If Ri, comma I is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on n are vectors in the same plane, having projections projections having projections 1 and 2 along B bar and C bar respectively. Then he is asking about sigma I is equals to 1 to n modulus of Ri whole square. This is some typical question. Modulus of sigma r is equals to 1 to n modulus of Ri whole square. First of all, you should understand the question carefully. What is B bar he has given? B bar is equal to 4i bar plus 3j bar. And there is another vector C bar, B two vectors which is perpendicular to each other. That means B bar and C bar are perpendicular to each other. Both the vectors in xy plane. So that let C bar is equals to, I can take xi bar plus yj bar. At C bar is equal to xi bar plus yj bar, I can take. Achha. Here B bar and C bar are perpendicular to each other. If the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then the dot product is equals to 0. So B bar dot C bar is equals to 0. So that 4x plus 3y is equal to 0. 4x plus 3y is equals to 0. Achha. So from this y is equals to how much? Y is equal to minus 4x by 3. Y is equal to minus 4x by 3. So just replace here. So therefore C bar is equals to xi bar. Y means 4x by 3 into I bar. So it C bar may be first quadrant or second quadrant or third quadrant. So you can write plus or minus xi bar yj bar. Y means minus 4 by 3 into minus 4 by 3 x into j bar. So therefore C bar is equal to plus or minus x times I bar minus 4 by 3 times j bar. This is C bar. So C bar is equal to plus or minus x into I bar minus 4 by 3 j bar. Why? Because B bar is perpendicular to C bar, so the dot product is 0. Achha. I got C bar now. Achha. Right. So if Ri are vectors, Ri equal to 1, 2, 3. So many vectors are there. Let us find out how many vectors exist in that plane. In the same plane means, so where B bar, C bar and xy plane, R bar is also the same plane. So if three vectors are in the same plane, then we can write one vector is linear combination of other two vectors. If A bar, B bar, C bar are lies in a same plane, then one vector can be linear combination of other two vectors. So here given that R bar, B bar, C bar are coplanar, isn't it? R bar, B bar, C bar are coplanar. So therefore, here R bar can be written as R bar is equals to lambda into B bar plus some mu into C bar. One vector can be written as linear combination of other two vectors, isn't it? Achha. So R bar is equals to some lambda into B bar means 4i bar plus 3j bar plus mu into C bar means plus or minus x into I bar minus 4 by 3 times j bar. So R bar is equals to, write it in an order. So first 4 lambda plus or minus mu x into I bar. 4 lambda plus or minus mu x into I bar. Take j bar common plus 3 lambda plus or minus 4 by 3 mu x into j bar. 4 by 3 mu x into j bar. So this is R bar in terms of I bar, j bar. After that he has given that the projection of one in the same plane having projections 1 and 2 along B bar and C bar. Having projections 1 and 2 along B bar and C bar. That means he is given that R bar dot B bar by modulus of B bar is equal to 1 and R bar dot C bar by modulus of C bar is equals to 2 he has given. R bar dot B bar by modulus of B bar is equals to 1. So that means R bar dot B bar is equals to, what is modulus of B bar? Modulus of B bar is 5. So R bar dot B bar is equal to 5. R bar dot B bar is equals to 5. So R bar is this one and B bar is this one. Apply the dot product in equal to 5. We will get equations in terms of lambda and mu x. Lambda and mu x. And R bar dot C bar is equals to 2 na. R bar dot C bar is equals to, so modulus of C bar, calculate of modulus of C bar. So modulus of C bar vector, so square root of 1 plus 16 by 9. 1 plus 16 by 9 is 5 by 3. 5 by 3. So R bar dot C bar is equals to 2 into 5 by 3. So we may get another equation in terms of lambda and mu. Lambda and mu. So find out the lambda and mu values. We may get plus or minus 2. So we may get 4 combinations. For R bar, we will get 4 combinations. Okay. So therefore, we will get 4 vectors. Find out the magnitudes of all those vectors. Clear? So this is the these are the different models. Okay. So with this, I am leaving today. If you like this video, please share and don't forget to subscribe. With this, I am